Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for joining Critical English Grade 7. If this is your first time looking at this show, it's basically a show where we review some of the concepts taught at grade 7 and grade 6 for students who may not have had the chance to have all the grade 6 curriculum covered while they were in primary school. So if you're a parent, if you can ensure that your child look at this channel during this time, every Tuesday or Thursday, that would be great. And if you are a student, for your own interest, I think it would be best for you to log in as well, so you can learn something in addition to what you're learning at school. And for you, it may be revision, and in some cases, it may be something new, but you're always going to learn something. So as we're doing English today, English has to do with life, basically, and words and language and so forth, and how you use them and when to use them and all those sorts of fancy things. So we're going to talk to our friend today, Alicia. She's present with us here today, and she's going to a school over the river. So tell us a little bit about your school, Alicia. What school do you go to, and what's the name of your class?
I go to Seaburg Secondary, and I'm in grade 7C.
Grade 7C. I think in primary school they have those fancy names like grade 4 hibiscus, grade 5 topaz, or those different things. Do you miss that?
Sorry.
Yeah? What was your grade 6 class? What was the name of it? Grade 6 what?
Grade 6 Marvelous.
Marvelous? Very nice. And now you're just C, right?
Yeah.
So that's so interesting. All right, so I guess you can probably have a chat with your teacher if you would like to have it changed. And, maybe even write her a letter, because that's what we're doing today, right? Letter writing. So we started with informal letter writing last week. And we look at the different types of letters, and we look at what goes into a letter, and we look at the format of letter writing. So we are going to show you an example of how you can get the letter writing done by using two examples. And just keep in mind that when you're doing informal letter writing, it's usually done semi-block, meaning one of your address may be on the right-hand side and the other on your left. But if you're using one address, you just need one on the right-hand side. So if you have one address on your right-hand side, it means that you're signing on which side of the page?
The right.
Good. So if you have one address and you started on the right-hand side with your address, it means that your signature and closure would come on the right-hand side. So that's for semi-block, where if you have the address on the right-hand side. However, if you're doing full block and your address, if you're using one or you're using both addresses, you have both on your left-hand side. That means all your signature and so forth, and all your sentences and paragraphs will start at the margin of the left-hand side. So just keep that in mind. Wherever your first address is, that's where your signature line goes as well. And we're going to show you some examples here, so not to worry. So if we can look on the board, well, for you it will be the screen, right? So you'll have to look at the screen. We have a letter of an example of what we started discussing last week. Oh. Okay, can you guide me through, please? Okay, Control P. Okay. Control. Sorry, just give me a minute here. Control T. No, that's not it. All right. Okay. No, I'm not seeing it. Sorry. Okay. All right. Just bear with us as we sort out this technical difficulty, please, to get it on the screen for you. But we're going to go through the same letter, and we're going to look at it both in a semi-block format as well as a block format, or some people call it full block format as well. We're going to have the same letter read in, and you're going to see how both styles are. It shouldn't be too complicated, just some minor adjustments. And we're doing the same informally written letter for this. However, for the formal letter, or what some persons call the business letter, you'll notice that the format that is usually recommended is the full block or block style of letter writing. So thanks for bearing with us, and thank you so much to our technician Nigel. So we're gonna go through our first letter here, and you should be able to see it this time. So if you notice, we have our address on which hand of, you can probably look at my screen in the meanwhile. On which hand do we have our address on, right or left?
The left.
It's on the left, as well as our date is on the left. Dear Aunties, dear Aunt, you can look at the screen now. Dear Auntie Sandra, that's also our salutation, is also on the left. And all, if you have an exercise page, all of this will come on the margin, right where the margin is, you start writing there. Let's look at the next one there. So we have a comma after Auntie Sandra, and we have our sentence starting there. So I'm going to read it for you. I know you have on glasses, and I'm not sure you can pick out the words too clearly. You can see there? Okay. So it says, how are you doing in this cold winter? I have seen news, I have seen news reports about the very low temperatures that have been recorded, and I thought about you. I hope that you are healthy and in good spirits. I am doing fine. We are just about wrapping up our final assignments for school, and I am excited for the holidays. So you greet your aunt, you ask her how she's doing, you tell her how you're doing. I was wondering if you can get me a new pair of glasses as my Christmas gift. And this is the reason why you're writing your aunt, because you would like her to buy a pair of glasses for you. So let's go to our reasons now. That's what we spoke about the last class. My current pair of glasses is over 2 years old, and I would like to have them changed as I can hardly see from them. This makes seeing on the board problematic at school. I often have to ask the teacher what he or she wrote on the board. Additionally, I spend a lot of time on the computer, and it causes me to squint. I am squinting right now, as this pair of spectacles that I have does not have transition lenses. I would not like to develop wrinkles at a young age, so please let me know if you can fulfill this Christmas wish of mine. I know Santa is not real, but I know that you are real and that you care for me and my health. I promise to take good care of this present. So you give her your reasons why you'd like the pair of glasses. You promise to take care of it and so forth. And then the final one now. Thank you for your time, and I hope you can fulfill my wish for Christmas. I am looking forward to a video chat, supposed to be video chatting with you soon, so that we can see each other. Maybe soon you and your family can visit us and we can all go to the creek together. For now, we will have to rely on technology. Your loving niece, Alicia Haywood. So, we have an informally written letter here. It's informal because it's written to your aunt, and it asks about how she's doing. It tells her how you're doing. So it's kind of like a conversation, like a kind of conversation you would have with a friend or somebody close to you. So it's not too, professional. It's not too business-like. It's not too serious. It's very light. And does it sound like a nice way of asking for something? Yeah. So you're not demanding her to buy it for you. You're asking, right? And you're telling her how you will take care of it and so forth. So this here, if you look where your signature is, all of this comes on the left hand side of the page. So we're gonna have the same letter, and you're gonna tell me where to put what. So I made up addresses here, obviously, but since you're writing to somebody who is in the cold, then your aunt's address has to be somewhere in the northern part of the world, America, Canada, Russia, one of those cold countries. So, but the addresses that I have here are Guyanese addresses. So let's look at this other example here. You notice we have two addresses here. So the first one is whose address?
The first one is the sender.
Sender. So if you're sending it, the first one will be your address, and the second address will be your aunt's address. So let's just imagine a cold country's address there, right, where you have Charlotte Street, whatever. Since we're writing about winter, it has to be there. So that was just a slight oversight. So we also have Dear Auntie Sandra, but you notice what's different? We have two different addresses this time. we don't need to have two different addresses, but I wanted to show you how it's semi-block, how it's done differently, right? So remember, for full block we said everything starts on the left hand side. So does everything start on the left hand side here? No, you have some things on the right, some things on the left. So let's go down to Auntie Sandra. So remember, this is semi-block, so we need to indent if it's semi-block. So we use the tab key. If you're typing on a computer, you use the tab key. Or if you're writing on a page, how can you measure how big or how small to make your indentation?
Like from the margin, you leave a bit space.
How do you know how much is a bit? Like, use your fingers. 1, 2 fingers?
You can use about 2.
About 2. If you have like really, really huge hands, maybe just 1 finger then, right? So you put your finger there and you skip a few spaces. Let's call it spaces. But on a computer, all you need to do is press the tab key if you're typing. So all we did for the first paragraph is what? We did the indentation. See that one? So for the second paragraph, what we need to do there? Put our indentation because it's semi-block, right? Let's look at the third paragraph. Do the same thing there?
Yes.
Do we need to fix anything at the bottom?
Yeah.
What do we need to fix?
Put it on the right.
Put it on the right. You're not sure. You sure you're not sure? You're not sure. Remember, if there's an address on the right hand side, if we started on the right hand side, we have to end on the right hand side. If we start on the left, we have to end on the left. So did we start on the right or the left here?
The right.
We started on the right, so we need to ensure that our signature goes and the closing also goes towards the end. So all you need to do is press which tab? Which key? The tab key. I told you the answer as I was saying it. So we have everything there. Any other adjustments I should make, or this is it here? This is it?
Yeah.
Good. So this here is an example of what type of letter writing?
The semi-block.
Semi-block. And the first one that we did would be an example of
The
full block, or some people say block style. Either can work. So if you were to correct me for this one here, what is one correction you will make? Given that we're talking about snow, and given that we're talking about winter and so forth, what is one adjustment you will give me here? Suggestion.
We'll change the address.
Change the address to somewhere that is cold. Excellent. So once we change that, then this would be a really good example of what you can do for full block or block style of writing letters. And then you have this other one here, which is semi-block. So look at these two and make a guess as to which one they usually recommend if you're writing business letters or professional letters. Whole block. Yes, that can work too. So full block or block style, we can say either will work. Good. So it's usually recommended that you use the full block or the block style of letter writing when you are writing letters to business persons, letters of complaints, letters of job applications, and so forth. Business letters. So remember we had done report writing before, and we did the paragraphs and we did the title at the top. So this one here, I'm going to show you how we are going to make the same report that we had the last time about the accident. We're going to make it into a letter. So we need to come up with an address first. So since we already agreed that we will be doing full block for this, it means that both of our addresses need to start here. So I need you to give me a lot number and a street.
58.
58. You can make up a street, doesn't have to be a real street too. I'm gonna make a crazy name if you don't make one. 58 what? Fisherman's Lane, 58 Lover's Lane, 58 Garbage street. What? What do you want to name it?
Blue.
Blue Saki? Blue. 58 Blue.
Street.
Blue Street? Very creative. Alright, so 58 Blue Street. Which area is it in? Lacey Town, Borda, Charlestown, Schoonard, Vredenhoop. Seriously, can't be this hard.
Mary.
St. Mary?
Yeah.
Mary? So the place name is Mary? Mary Village, let's say that? Okay. Mary Village. So that's the street, the village name, and let's just say West Coast Berbice.
Yeah.
Okay. And Guyana. Good. So we have one address there. I'm going to show you something with the Guyana. So we have Guyana there. Now we need to skip a line. If you were writing, you had to skip a line here and then start the... Oh, we forgot something. What did we forget?
We forgot the date.
Date. So what is today's date?
The 24th of November, 2022.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure we're in 2022?
Yeah.
Okay, November 2022. And now we need to skip a line. So that's us skipping a line there. So we need an address now, and we need a Georgetown address. So give me another, let me give you the number. Let's go to 21.
21. Sure.
Give me Church Street. Okay, good. Church. Church Street what? Laceytown, Albertown, All Boys Town, Tiger Bay. Which one? Where? All Boys Town. B-O. Let's hope that's it's spelled this way, right? 21 Church Street, All Boys Town, Georgetown. Georgetown. Okay. Georgetown, Guyana. You notice anything there? Do you have any suggestions for what I did there?
Yeah.
What's your suggestion?
I think it should have the person's name.
Person's name?
At the top.
We can add a person's name too, but we don't necessarily have to. If we add a person's name, sometimes you can follow it by their title as well. So let's leave that for another class, and we can do it in another class. Agreed? Okay, so look at this one here. We have address 1. It's based in Guyana, and address 2 is also based in Guyana. If we're sending a local letter to a local person and we have a local address, do we need to put Guyana there? It's understood that it's Guyana. We don't need to spell it out. However, if you are writing to Canada, or you are writing to America or China or something, you will need to put Guyana for ours and China or North America or Britain for theirs. Correct? Good. So we take out Guyana. So we have our 2 addresses there. Who are we writing this report to? Remember, this was an accident we had witnessed. And who were you writing it to at that time? Do you remember?
The police.
The police? No, not the police. You forgot.
The man who hit the boy.
All right, let's not think too much about it. So you were at school, you saw an accident, blah 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 blah. Who do you think might have asked you for a report?
The principal.
The principal, maybe, right? So maybe, let's just say maybe. So what do we say?
Mr. Roberts.
Dear Mr.
Roberts.
Roberts. Good. Comma goes there. Now we have one adjustment to make. So we need to skip a line there. We have one adjustment to make. Since we're writing to the head teacher of a school, remember we talked about the name of the person before and their title. So let's go back to their address, which would be the second address, right? So it would be Mr. Roberts. And his first name, let's just say it's Vishnu, right? Mr. Vishnu Roberts. He is the head teacher. Which school? Give me a school.
St. Margaret's.
C Market?
St. Margaret's.
St.
Margaret's.
That's your old school?
Yeah.
That's your teacher's name too?
No.
Oh, good. So we have Mr. Vishnu Roberts, head teacher, St. Margaret's Primary School. You have the address for the school, blah, 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 blah. Dear Mr. Roberts, the accident I witnessed. So everything is here. It's full block. And we come down here, and now we sign what? Your what?
No.
You're signing? Yes, your name has to go there, signature, but how do we close it? Yours truly, yours respectfully, yours sincerely, which one?
Yours truly.
Yeah, we can use yours truly. Or we can even say yours respectful. Yours, where's the S? Yes, yours truly, and your name goes here. So let's just say you were printing this out. You sign your name. Sign, we actually mean like with a pen. And here, oh my God. Here you would have Alicia, A-L-I-C-I-A, Haywood, H-E-Y or H-A-Y?
H-E-Y.
And then you can have their student, D-E-N-T. Okay, good. How are we looking there? Good?
Yeah.
It looks proper. So let's move the R. Oh my God, what did I just do? Sorry. Good. So I am moving the RE a little bit more where the comma is. Okay, let's just think of it as centered. Good. So we have our address, we have their address, we have their name, their title, their school, because we're writing to a head teacher. We have his name again there. We have the title of our report. But why did I name it RE? Why did I not just say title? Make a guess. What does the RE stand for?
Report.
Good guess. But no, it doesn't stand for report. It stands for reference. So why may I want to put a reference line there when he's going to read anyway what the letter is about? Look at it. When you look at this letter, what's the first thing that you see?
You're talking about a reference?
Mm-hmm. You've seen the reference, right? Because it's bold. It's brighter than the others. It stands out. So if you write a letter to someone and you have a reference line there, they can easily look at it and see what you're writing about and whether it's urgent or not, and they can either answer you right away because it's very, very urgent, or they may put you maybe towards the bottom because it's not so urgent. So they could probably, like for example, this report, they're not expected to do anything from here, correct? You're just writing about what happened. So no action is required from this person. But let's say you are writing to the Minister of Education and maybe something really, really bad happened. Then they might want to act on it right away, promptly. Or let's say something really good happened and they were so happy with you. Let's say the minister is very happy with you because of what you achieved or what you did or whatever the case is, and she wants to write to you. She doesn't have to read everything that's there. She just reads the title and then she's like, oh, this looks like an interesting one, and then she can continue reading the rest of it. So your title has to be short. It has to be based on what you're talking about, and you have to bold it. If you're writing this, though, we can't write bold, do we? We just write regularly. So if you're writing this, how can you make it stand out in your written letter?
You can put it in all caps.
You can put it in all cap. That's one way of doing it. But usually we don't write it like that. We usually keep capital letters for like major important words or like proper nouns and so forth. So we use the regular lower caps and uppercase as well. Or we say common letters and big ones. Well, what can you do with a ruler and a pen or a pencil?
You can underline.
You can underline. And you're in big school now, right? You're in high school, so you'll have to use your pen and underline. What color are you underlining with?
The black.
Yes, if you write with black, preferably you underline with a black. If you write with blue, preferably a blue. Why not red?
Because
It's usually seen as a bad color, right? So if somebody highlight your stuff in red, it's like, I did bad. So as much as possible, try to stay away from red because it sends, let's just say it sends bad vibes. And you don't want people having bad vibes from your letter. So stick to the same color you're using. So in your own words now, tell me what is semi-block. Tell me what is full block. Types or style of letter writing. Semi-block is?
semi-block. When you're writing the semi-block letter, the address is normally on the right.
Think of your page. You have a full page and you fold your page in half to get the center. If you're writing semi-block, do you write to the right hand side or do you come to the center of the page?
You right.
I mean left or center of the page? Good. So left is where your margin is. If you're doing semi, do you start at your margin? No, you start away from your margin along the center of your page. So semi-block is when you start one of the addresses on this center. And if you're only using one, that's fine, but it means you have to sign at the bottom, correct? If you're doing full block and you have one address, your address needs to start where the margin is or on the left hand side. And your signature is also on the left hand side. If you have two addresses for block, both addresses will be on which hand? Left. Where what's that line called? The margin is. If it's semi and you decide you want to write, you don't have to write two addresses for semi because semi is more informal. But if you decide to write two for semi, one will be on your right hand side and one will be on your left hand side. And the side that you start with, that's where you have to sign at the bottom. Which one is usually recommended for business letters or professional letters? Semi or full? Full block? Full block. So usually full block is recommended for professional letters or business letters or so forth. Okay, good. So what do you think we should write our next letter about?
About our accomplishments during the year.
Accomplishments during this year. That's a fantastic idea. So you will have to come up with 3 ideas of 3 things that you did, and that will be your homework. You'll write about it. And when you and Azari are here the next time, before we go into our next lesson, you'll just share that with us, correct?
Yeah.
Alright, so pardon me? Okay. So continue? Okay, alright, cool. So yes, Azaria. So Alicia, I'm missing Azaria. Sorry. So we learned a lot about letter writing today, and even though you know that a lot of persons are not writing letters anymore, from the way we did it today, do you think it is still necessary for people in your generation to learn letter writing? Yeah, because I showed you how to do it on the computer, and if you want to get to the center, what button on the computer do you use?
Central.
So this one here, okay, you seeing it there? Tab, T-A-B. So if you want to move, so you don't have to press this here, the space bar. The space bar will only move you 1 space. But if you use a tab, you're moving about 5 spaces. Alright, cool. So whether you're writing letters with pen, pencil, or you are typing your letters, it is still necessary for this day and age because letters are important. So you can write business letters or professional letters even as an adult, not just in school. It's a life skill that you will need. So thank you so much for your time, Alicia, and thank you so much for looking at the live if you are joining us from the comfort of your home on this lovely rainy afternoon, and I hope you're going to enjoy the games afterwards. I will move on to the math teacher, and she will be here with you in a minute. Thank you so much for joining. Bye bye.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Critical Math Grade 6 to 7. And today we're looking at our pie chart. And so in the last session, we were unable to draw our pie chart. And so in this session, we will continue to look at the pie chart and we will draw our diagrams and to show the areas that were represented when we were looking at the types of movies that students prefer. So let's continue. All right. So in our session today, we're going to demonstrate how to draw our circle, all right, and with a particular radius. And so Alicia is going to use the calculator to calculate the angle from our previous session, all right, so that we would speed up our process today and not have to waste time in terms of what we were looking at. So let me find this, our document. All right, let me draw a table. So let me draw a table based on our previous session. And so we had a table, remember? And we were looking at favorite movies.
Yeah.
Over here was our frequency. And so we had, so here would have been movies. We had drama. If you can check your book and remember what was the frequency. Right? We had sci-fi. We had romance. What else we had?
We had
Comedy.
and
1, 2, 3, 4. Two more.
action.
Action, right? And something else. So it's drama, sci-fi, romance, comedy, action.
Yeah.
So it was 5?
Yeah.
All right, so what was the frequency for drama?
The frequency for drama was 1.
1. Sci-fi,
4.
I think it was 4. Romance we also had.
6.
Romance was 6, right? Comedy,
4.
4. And action,
5.
5. And so completing our table here, I think our total frequency was 20, right?
Yes.
And so we looked at calculating the angles or the particular sector that each part is going to occupy. And I think we did the first one. Or which one we did?
We did comedy.
I think it turned out to be 72 degrees. Comedy? If you can remember. All right, it doesn't matter. So let's do drama. So drama would be 1 out of 20. 1 out of 20 times 360 degrees because we're representing that with a circle, right? So use your calculator. So we're going to save some time in our calculation. So it's you either do 1 times 360 and you divide it by 20. Find one. Is it on? So let's make sure that it's on. Okay, it's on. So it's 1 times 360 divided by 20. 1. How much are you getting?
I got 18.
18. So it's going to be 18 degrees. 18 degrees. So that's drama, right? Sci-fi. Sci-fi we have 4. So it's going to be 4 out of 20 times 360. So do your calculation again. And so we'll know what part of the circle it occupies in terms so we can draw our pie chart.
72.
72 degrees. And then we have romance. Romance with 6. So we could put 6 out of 20 times 360. How much degrees?
Um, 100 degrees.
How much?
100 degrees.
You sure it's 100?
Oh, wait. Oh, 108.
Check it back, check it back. Check back your calculations. 6 times 360.
Oh, 108.
Yes, 108. 108 degrees. Comedy would be 4 out of 20. So comedy is similar to sci-fi, and so you don't need to calculate back, so you write back the degrees there. Action is our last one. Action would be 5 out of 20 times 360.
Degrees.
90 degrees. All right. So what you're going to do is that you will. So we know that drama is going to occupy, right? 18 degrees. Within the circle, sci-fi, 72, romance, right? 108 degrees. So we are tasked now with drawing the circle and finding the particular sector so that we can represent our favorite movies on the pie chart. All right, so we need to get our compass, so we're going to use a pair of compass here and take out your ruler. So sometimes you can draw any circle, it doesn't matter, and sometimes the radius of the circle is specified, right? And so if we go to page 1 here, so we have our compass, and you see we have our compass needle, right? So you're going to navigate. So what you're going to do first of all, so let's say we want a circle of radius, let's say 4 cm. All right, so you're going to take your ruler before you draw. So take your ruler, right? All right, so and open up your compass to 4 cm on the ruler. So you can actually measure from anywhere, but you can go from 0 and then you count 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure it's 4. All right, to 4. So you make sure it's from 0 to 4. All right, so you should get something like this. All right, so you have something like this. This should be 4 cm. So make sure it's good. So you open your compasses to 4 cm. All right, hold up just a bit. So what you're gonna next? So you can start drawing your arc. So step 1, you start with your arc, and then you continue all the way around. So remove the ruler, and make sure you're holding the top of the compass, right? And you're navigating around. Sometimes just like this. Stick that portion compass needle into the book, and then you rotate the top. Right? If you hold the bottom, it's going to see what's that? Right. So do it on the other page. Make sure it's at 4 cm. Check it back. Make sure it's at 4 cm. All right. Good. So make sure you get a point like right there. Good. And you're rotating the top. So rotate the top around. Don't touch your pencil. Right. Good. That's nicely done. Go around. Keep going. Because you have to complete the circle. Keep going, keep going. You can start from the other side now and go around. Make sure it's in this right, in the center. You see what happened? You're off a bit. All right, I know it's gonna take some time, so let me just give you some assistance here. So you see how navigating the instrument is, right? So you just take it like that, and you do that. Here you could go around like that. Go. So it's gonna take some practice. All right. So what you're gonna do now is take your ruler and you're drawing the radius. So remember, from the center to any point on the circumference. So just make sure it's from that point there, because that point there is your center. Right on the circumference of the circle. You're in the middle. You're a little off. All right. It's practical work. Good. So make sure you draw. Come on. Hold your ruler and connect it from the point there straight to the circumference. Great. All right. So the next step is to take your, that is what you did just now, right? So what you're going to do now is take your, and you also did this. So that's your complete your circle. So that's exactly what you have there. So you're going to take your protractor now, and you're going to measure out the various angles that we have. So remember, we did measuring angles before using our protractor. All right? Good. So what you need to do is to, remember what you need to do?
Start from the 90 degrees.
So you're starting from 0.
Oh, 0.
Right, and you're counting upwards, right? But remember, this center here, this 90 here, needs to go at the center of the circle. So place it there. Make sure the line lines up with the radius. Is it lined up? Right. Okay, take your rule pen now, your pencil. Take your pencil. And you're measuring 18 degrees. So 18 from that side. So that's 0. You go up 10. 10 and how you're going beyond 20. So it's 10 and 5, 15, and then you need to count 3. Right, that's 15, and then you count 3. Good. So put your point outside. Put the point outside where 18. All right. Great. So now you connect. That's where the point is. Good. So you're connecting that from the center, not outside of the circle. So you're joining from here to there. Great. And so just put D for drama for now. So we know that D drama has to go there. Good. What is the next? So sci-fi is how much?
72 degrees.
72 degrees. So you have to twist your book a little bit because we're using this radius that was generated here. So this is how we move. Right there. Good. Measure off here. Count 72 now from that line.
From here.
From 0. You're always counting from 0. Look for 70. Don't trace out there. Just locate it here. All right. 7. So that's 90. That's 70 and 2.
90, 70.
Look for 7. This is 70. And then count 2. 1, 2. Right, so do your demarcation. 70. So here is 70. And 1, 2. So you're there. Follow?
Yeah.
So that's 70. And you count 1, 2. So then you connect again. Do your connection. Alright, so draw the line, drawing that radius there. From there to the center. Great. And you can write S for sci-fi, so we just making track of what's happening next. Next degree. 108. So flip your book a bit. Alright, so the new radius is going to be our reference. Alright, line it up there. Let's make sure it's there. So you're starting from 0, 108. So it's 100 plus 8, right? Make sure it's lined properly. Great.
From here.
Yes, 0. 0 is your reference. Good. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, Keep going. 90. Then you have 100. Come on. After 90, 100. And how much? Keep going. Over 100. Right. So that's 100. And then you're counting how much after? 8. So let's get our 8. You're counting the lines, right? That long one in the middle is 5. And then you count 3 more. Make sure you put your great. Put your dot to indicate where it is. Cool. And so you're joining now from the center to that point there. Not from, right, from the inside, right. Make sure you draw nicely. Good. So make sure you put R there. So R for Romans. Because we need to erase a little bit. R. Wonderful. 2 more. Comedy.
72 degrees.
So keep flipping your book, right? So you see how this process is, right? Okay. Let's go. All right. Start out from 0 again. No, you can't use that side. We're using this radius here. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 2. 1, 2. Great. All right, draw your line there. Connect. All right. Make right C for comedy. Now you see the last one. You don't need to measure the last one because it's, you know what it's going to be. It's going to stand for itself. Right. See, it's 90. Yeah. Great. So put A for action there. All right. So let me just replicate what we have a bit. So we have a circle. All right, let me use the circle that we have here. So we have a circle. The first degree was 18. So I'm just going to put something like that, 18. Next one was how much? Check the page before. Oh, page after. 18, 7, 2, 108, right? 18, 72, that's less than 90. 108. Something like that. Another 72.
Yeah.
And then we had a 90, right?
Yes.
That's it. All right. So that's our circle. All right, with the different sectors representing the portions. Now, when we are drawing the pie chart, we do not put the degrees in the circle. So we would normally we use a color scheme and we write the percentage. All right, so in our previous session, we also calculated the percentages of these favorite movies, right? So if I go back, let me go next. So we had, so I'm just going to put it next door here. So check here in your book. And we had already calculated the percentages. Turn your book around, yeah. We already had the percentages already. So we just writing back those values. The page before. Great. So color names. Drama.
5%.
Drama was 5%. Sci-fi.
Sci-fi is 20%.
20%. So likewise, comedy would be 20%. Romance.
Romance is 30%.
30?
Yeah.
30%. And action.
Action is 25%.
25%. All right. So those are the percentages that we're putting inside the circle, in our circle. So remember, right? So let's go back to our circle. I think it's here. So call the names.
Action.
Which one was the smallest? The smallest percentage was? The one with 1. Which one had 1? Drama.
Trouble.
Drama. Yeah, drama is 1%. So here it's, so we, no, sorry, not 1%. 5%. Alright? So here you write 5%. Which one was 72%?
Which one at 76%?
Not 72%, hold on. I'm saying the wrong thing. 20 and 20%. So 20% was sci-fi and comedy, right?
Yeah.
So sci-fi, that's these two. It's 20% and 20%. And then we had, hold up. Action was 25 and romance is 30, right? 25, sorry, this would be 30%, and here would be 25%. Great, so that's ours. So we can use a color scheme, so we can use red, so we'll use red here. Remember the colors, right? Red. I'm not sure if green is going to show. It's green. Blue, that's blue. Green. Not sure if it's going to show. Right? Yellow. Doubt whether it's going to show, but we have a yellow scheme going here. And then we can leave one white. So we'll have a key. Right? So we have a key. Use black. So we have a key. And so sometimes you're going to see a little thing like that. Right? And so you'll see red. So we fill up here with red. Fill up here with red. Blue. Green. Right? Yellow. These are just color scheme, and then we leave the other one white. Right. And so red corresponds to the smallest portion, which was drama. Right, which is drama. So here you write drama. Let me put that in black. Drama. Right, or 20% blue, that was what? That's alright. We have sci-fi and comedy, right? Okay, so here, sci-fi, green comedy. No, that would be yellow comedy. Romance is our biggest portion here. Just put here. Okay. Romance. And the last part with the 25% was action. And that's how we draw a pie chart. So pie chart showing data. And data was favorite movies, right? I'm just writing it at the bottom here. Favorite movies, right? So when you look at the information, you can actually see that drama was the least liked movie, right? The most liked was romance, because we had a 30%, right? 30% of the persons surveyed, right? Like romance, followed by not comedy. After 30, we have 25%. 25% of the respondents like action. And then we have, tying in third place, we have sci-fi and comedy. So the least, so from the pie chart, you can see what's the least liked movie and what's the favorite movie. Get the idea?
Yes.
So that's how we draw a pie chart. So next time when you're drawing a circle, right? So sometimes the radius of the circle can be specified, or sometimes the radius of the circle is not specified. All right. In this particular case, the radius of our circle was 4 centimeters. All right. And so in handling the compass, so if the radius is stipulated, you open your compass to that amount, to that length, and then you rotate using the tip of the compass. So if you hold here, you're gonna just, you see, just like in the previous times when you were, yeah, in the previous times when you were holding here, you see what happens. You get this, the shifting in the circle, so the circle will not be complete, right? So you hold the top and you navigate kind of smoothly, right? See? So try it. So just try it right there. So hold the top, the tip, hold the tip of the compass. Just some free movement. Okay. So you have to maintain the same distance. So you have to get a lot of practice with this, right?
Yes.
Exactly. All right, so, or what some students will do is to, let me show you one more method some students will do. So they would put it like that and then rotate the book. Yes. Put the compass point in deep enough into the page and then you can rotate. No, turn the book. Turn the book. Turn the book. Keep turning. Keep turning. Keep going. All right, something like that. All right. All right. So Alicia's task today was drawing a circle and dividing the circle into sectors so we can represent our pie chart. And so she has to get a lot of practice with the compass, which is fine, right? And so that would bring us to the end of our session today as it relates to constructing pie chart or drawing pie chart as well. Thank you for watching.